So say, you're having kind of a bread and butter psychotherapy counseling practice, and you're working with people who are coming in with anxiety or panic disorders or, relationship problems. I mean, that's certainly the core of what most people come in for. They've broken up. They're feeling out of place about that. They're having some problems at work. Say someone's, broken up from a relationship and they're upset. How would this model, how would this thinking inform you, and how might you think about it? If I don't want to oversimplify, obviously you don't do X or Y, but maybe if you have some ideas.
Sure. No, it's a great question. Yeah. Thank you, Victor. Here's a couple of things I would say, because I actually, have a very recent person with exactly the issues you're talking about. So I can tell you what I did.
Sure.
Or what I'm doing. What
Great.
we're in the middle of doing.
Great.
Right. So picture this. You got the experience. Let's say I'm coming to see you. You're the therapist, and I'm this person. Coming to see you with exactly all the issues you talked about.
Sure.
And I say, Victor, I'm coming with this problem, and I'm anxious. I just broke up. I feel kind of lost and full of anxiety. What can you help me with?
Yeah.
Now, of course, you want to make sure that I don't have some, suicidal thoughts or homicidal thoughts. So you're doing the first aid.
Basic clinical practice assessment.
Important, right?
All of that, trying to form a connection.
And you're going to try to form a connection with me? Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. In many ways, it's complicated. In other ways, it's simple.
Right.
Because you have to be part. You have to be present, attuned, resident, trust. But anyway, you do that with me.
Yeah.
Now, here are some of the things you would do if you were me, and this is what I have been doing. And so here's the idea.
Yeah.
The first thing is, I'm coming in with a body.
Absolutely.
Right. And part of what happens with this body is I've inherited generations of genetic information that form part of the structure of my nervous system, which we call the temperament that I come with, right? So you're going to know everyone has a different temperament that interfaces with experience early in my life, and that's going to shape a part of what's called my personality. And that's something you can help me free up a little bit, and that's a whole nother thing you do. But you just need to realize I'm walking in with a body, right? I'm not just like floating cloud of energy and information flow. No, I'm actually walking in with a body to your office, right? Now,
and that's something that many traditional therapies have ignored.
Yeah, well, that's
that
for
we have
sure.
A body, and there are certainly some number of therapies, somatic experiencing and sensory motor integration, and some experiential work that pays more attention to the body.
Exactly.
And I think that's a good thing myself.
Right. And so you, as an interpersonal neurobiology informed therapist, whatever your ilk would be, are aware of that. So energy and information flow is happening in this whole body.
Yeah.
And so you want to have me ultimately become aware of that. That's a part of just your stance, even before you do anything.
Sure.
And then there's something happening in between this.
Right.
Now you also know.
Interpersonally,
right.
Right.
You also know that I have not just a genetic history of many generations, but I also have a personal history when this body was born.
Yeah.
What was happening to me in utero, what happened during birth. And you're concerned about that because of memory. Because these experiences I had are going to shape the connections in my brain and my head in what we call memory.
Okay.
So
with you so far?
So part of what I come with you with is inherited temperament.
Yeah.
Right? In this body and memory. So too that I'm a human being. So
just so we cover all the bases.
That's right. So you're a human being. And we humans are not only social, we're narrative creatures. We tell stories. So I have a whole story about who I am that I'm living.
Yeah.
Right? And so I tell you my story. This is what's going on with me, Victor. It's like this, it's like that, it's like this, it's like that. And I'm using language to tell you stories. Now, you're trained in narrative integration because you're an interpersonal neurobiology informed, I'll call it IPNB, informed therapist.
Okay.
So you actually know the science of narrative. And you know what narrative means relationally, you know what narrative means historically, and you know what narrative means neurologically.